what I want to talk a little bit today is about emotional investing. And, well, as I said, you probably couldn't hear me, but one of the things what I do as an investment coach is I help people kind of manage their emotions and better make people more aware of the various emotions out there that can really screw up their ability to make successful investment decisions. And a lot of times it's about, just teaching people the mechanics of how to go about, reading a balance sheet, reading the income statement, understanding what analyzing ratios. That's one thing, but the secret sauce really that separates great investors from average investors is their ability to be aware of their emotions and be aware of various behavioral biases that can really screw up your judgment in how you make investment decisions. And 99% of my time, it's all about managing emotions and framing your investment decisions in a better way. But there's that 1% of the time where when you're looking at companies and you're evaluating stocks and you're looking at the economy and things like that, that those decisions really aren't, black and white. It's more emotions running those decisions. And I really feel like right now that we're kind of at a crossroads, both from an economic perspective, from an investment, financial perspective, from a social perspective, in terms of where we are right now. And it seems like a lot of things that are happening around us these days is really being driven by emotions. And just go down the list. Like right now, we've got elections in the US. We've got that whole scene going on right now where, both sides are campaigning basically on emotion. They're appealing not to people's intellect in terms of what their platforms are. They're appealing to emotion. And emotions, you see the speeches, the rhetoric, and it's scary. It's scary stuff. And then we saw the stuff that's going on, what happened in Orlando. That whole side of it has created another level of debate. Emotions are driving the discussion right now. That's just the U.S. Then we go, let's see what's going on across the ocean in Europe with the whole Brexit thing. Look at the debate that's going on. Is it being debated based on fundamentals and what's practical, what's right for society there? No, it's being driven by emotion. There's all kinds of rhetoric going on around, and then sadly we saw that just come to a full blow yesterday when that MP got. That MP got killed, and over an election. It's incredible. Oil, like the whole premise in investing, has been driven by this concept that if oil prices go up, then stock prices go up, that's been the dynamic. And the reality, which totally doesn't make sense, because oil prices go up, that means input costs go up, which means costs for companies go up, which means profits go down, which isn't good for stock prices. Yet stock prices keep going up. And so that dynamic is there. So there's a lot of emotion going into that. Just look at the whole dynamic, what's going on with interest rates right now. Like, this past week, the Federal Reserve basically telling us that, the chairwoman telling us that the economy is fine, everything's good, but we're not going to increase interest rates. And then this morning, one of her minions comes out there saying, well, we're probably not going to increase interest rates until 2018. The dynamics there, despite the fact the fundamentals say that you need to increase interest rates, because ultimately they're worried about stock market crapping out. Again, these seem to be decisions that are being driven by fundamental basic concepts that are being driven by emotions. This whole asset bubble concept that we're in with stock prices at all-time highs, despite the fact economies are growing tepidly. It's a whole big game of musical chairs, and that's just, again, being driven by emotion. So emotions are really front and center, and it's really hard as an investor, like, how do you deal with all this stuff that's going on? Because it just doesn't seem up is down and down is up. So, what I do is in times like this, when you're looking and you're scanning and you're analyzing ideas and stocks and trying to make investment decisions, how do you deal with this, making an investment decision in the context of fundamentals out there that are being driven by emotion? So, well, the first thing you need to do is you need to stay calm, because a lot of it is noise, and a lot of it is rhetoric, and a lot of it is just hot air, and it's really easy to get sucked into it. And one of the things I try to make people do is just to really stay calm, take a deep breath, step away from it. The second thing that's really important to do is just to reassess and just read or reevaluate your investment strategy, your investment plan. If you're working with a financial advisor, you need to dust off that financial plan that he developed or she developed for you and just read it and make sure that you're in sync with it, and that you're not letting the events that are going on right now kind of make you skew away from that plan. discipline is the key concept here when you're dealing with trying to make investment decisions in an emotional environment. So not easier said, easier said than done, but it can be done. And I just feel like right now we're kind of at a crossroads right now where a lot of emotions are driving a lot of policies, and a lot of rhetoric is driving a lot of the policies, a lot of the actions, and just the geopolitical kind of world we live in right now is really making some things look very unsettling. And so it's very easy to kind of want to head for the hills with stuff that's going on around here. But this is the opportunity right now where you can still take control of your investment, destiny. And it's just about staying focused and staying calm and trying to walk away from some of that emotional baggage that's flying around the airwaves these days, on TV and on the internet and all that stuff. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. It's just something like I just see right now. We're just in that, the gut's telling me that we're kind of in that crossroads. And the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty darn interesting. Next week's going to be interesting to see what happens in Europe, but the next few months is definitely going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the U.S. It's just a big reality show going on right now, and it's very obvious and possible to see stock prices take a really big hit and just really zigzag in all different kind of directions. And the last thing you want to start doing is being reactive to all these events. It's about staying focused to your plan. And so all I'm really saying is just stay on course, stay with your plan, and stay with your investment ideology. And the fact of the matter is you're investing for the long term. Investing is long term, and so a lot of these things that are happening right now are just going to be, when you look back on it, it's just going to be noise. So that's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, you want to chat about want me to chat about any specific investment concepts, shout out. You can shout out through my website, www.sageinvestors.ca, or you can hit me through Twitter. My handle is @sageinvestors. I'm on there all the time tweeting about all different observations that I see out there, as well as my own personal investment decisions that I'm making. So that's another edition of Stock Talk. My name is Aman from Sage Investors, and we'll catch you again.